Hello and welcome to the Online Creators Association's Monday night live stream. It's a Monday, right? It's the first live stream of May, and we're hopping back into TikTok news because it's been a bit since we've done that, and TikTok actually does new stuff sometimes. I'm gonna pull up the TikTok newsroom. Argit, you said that you said that you'd seen some new stuff come out over this weekend.
So, yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but I do have a random person's picture. Is that like when I saw this person's video on the FYP? I'm so sorry that will like not focus. But there's this new button towards the bottom here that
Do you want
says
to
yes,
send
it's
me that
watched. Yes.
in the green room?
Yeah.
I can just share the image.
But it'll bounce you down to the just watched video so you don't have to sit there and potentially scroll for 5 minutes like I do sometimes. This will be wonderful too for those serial post for part two, or follow me for part two people. And then there was another UI update that when a person turns comments off, there's a really strong visual stating or showing that there's the little like no symbol, like a no smoking sign on the comment section. So I put that in the green room too. But I took two pictures, one of which showing that the UI on this just watched button is a little bit funky. So if you go to the person's profile page, it doesn't show up immediately. You have to scroll down just a little bit, and then this white just watched button will show up. And then after you tap it, it'll just take you down to that anchor point where that just watched video was now too. It still has that overlay to indicate which one has been just watched, which is lovely also. But honestly, that button should have been there the whole time. I wanted to find like a better like page to find, but like they just, I don't know, they just like started going viral recently or something, and it was an interesting video of them refurbishing something, but it was weird. But yeah, the comment thing, I'd seen that a couple of times too, where after they turn the comments off, it'll show that little like not there button.
Excuse me. I have not
kept
these UI features.
Yeah. Again, who knows if it's pushed out to everybody, or if they're doing more A/B testing or what, but I was able to get those, both to repeat a couple of times.
TikTok is recognizing Mental Health Aware Month. I think that they just, I think this is just their website not knowing how to wrap text.
Yeah.
Celebrating our API family in honor of Asian and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. Celebrating Earth Day on TikTok. New ways to foster kindness and safety on TikTok. I think that's the last one we talked about.
I think so too.
Let's see. Yeah, we've started testing a way to let individuals identify comments they believe to be irrelevant or inappropriate. We talked about this already. This is the dislike button on comments. Which, as I emphasize here, the only person who can see that a comment has been disliked is the person who disliked it. Yeah, so it looks like we've got nothing new on the newsroom. In terms of application features. Do we want to check out the Awareness Month stuff, or do we want to go to the Google?
Sure. I'm fine either way, because the only other thing that I noticed recently too was that I did also come across one person who got one of those, like, well, be advised that your account like might be banned permanently the next time that you make a violation. And it now shows you all the violations, even if everyone's been appealed, it shows how it does still hold the strikes on a person's account.
Right, that's another thing. We can't share that image because it was a member's image, and we're not going to live stream content that a member shared in a private channel. But TikTok does appear to be trying less hard even than they already were, at concealing the fact that they consider violations to be standing even after you successfully appeal them.
Oh, then that means that's at least two people because the person that I posted, I actually don't think they're a member, but I found it on their page, but I also don't remember how to get back to them.
I've seen it happen a few times recently in the past week or two.
Okay, cool. But not cool that it is apparently becoming more prevalent, not that it's continuing to be an issue.
Brandon Girl 7 goes viral on TikTok after first communion wine chug. That's amazing, but
I can't.
TikTok adds a LinkedIn-like profile view. Oh, the profile views feature. That's right. This
I
is
hate it.
I activated it on my side account just so that I can see what it does. It's I don't want it.
Yeah. I turned it on for like 2 days and it keeps trying to entice me back. Ooh, you've had 10 people view your profile. Ooh, you've had 12 people view your profile. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I'm over that. That's very
content creator.
1990s.
Yeah, that feels like a feature that maybe isn't super relevant to the Online Creators Association because it's a feature that is only of any use to very, very small creators and people who don't make content.
Gosh, so part of me wants to know what would happen if like too many people viewed a person's profile at once. I wonder how bad it would like break things.
I'm sure it just looks like the notification page. That Libs of TikTok is continuing to declare war on the LGBTQ2S plus community.
Yeah, it's a whole thing, but it's kind of a non-issue at the same time too.
Inflation hit TikTok, the real threat to the future of Netflix and streaming. That looks genuinely interesting as like an industry commentary.
Yeah.
It's Time magazine, so we probably can't read it, but let's check.
Right. Because that's an interesting.
Oh yeah, no, it looks like we have the article.
Okay. That's an interesting combination of things.
The pandemic sparked a boom for video streaming services like Netflix, Disney Plus, and Peacock. In 2020 and 2021, Netflix added 54.6 million subscribers, many of them in a frightening, isolating 6 months after the world locked down and people sought entertainment in the safety of their homes. Now, that unprecedented wave of growth may be hitting its limits, and the company lost subscribers for the first time in its history, cut around 25 people from its marketing staff, and has begun piloting ways to crack down on sharing passwords. Netflix's losses weren't simply theirs to bear. In the aftermath of Netflix results, other streaming services have taken a hit: Disney, Paramount, and Warner Brothers. Discovery, all of which Warner Brothers Discovery is Warner Brothers and Discovery just merged, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so Warner Brothers Discovery is a single entry, not just a failure to use a comment after that or a comma after that period.
Yep.
I hate companies. Disney, Paramount, and Warner Brothers Discovery, all of which run streaming services, saw their stock price drop as well. The same week that Netflix cut some of its marketing team, CNN Plus, the news service foray into streaming, shuttered. Wow. It all raises the question, was the pandemic peak streaming, and are we now on a perpetual downward slope? On the heels of its April 19th letter to shareholders, where Netflix said it lost 200,000... Fuck off. Where Netflix said it lost 200,000 subscribers instead of growing by millions as expected, the company lost $60 billion in market capitalization in just over a week. Netflix says it already expects to lose a further 2 million subscribers in the second quarter of 2022. In 2020, people were locked at home and you couldn't do anything but watch TV, says Maria Rua Aguet, Senior Director of Media and Entertainment at London-based consultancy Omida, which regularly analyzes the state of the streaming market. It's only natural to go down after a boom. The next question, then, is how streaming services will find the new normal as user demographics change and the cost of basic needs continues to rise. That's just like an ominous backdrop sentence there. The cost of basic needs continues to rise. Oh yeah, we're in a dystopia, and this is how news talks about it.
I, I'm so sorry to like completely like take. I'm just going to go straight into the left right now too. In the past 48 hours, like late stage capitalism and just like capitalism stocks and all. My FYP has been blowing up with that, and I'm like, okay, okay, I see you.
I made the mistake of spending 3 days talking about the issues I have with the U.S. with the basic premises of the U.S. justice system, and then
Yeah.
comments are full of modernists. Streaming is competing with YouTube and TikTok. It's
Yeah.
not just that pandemic viewing habits may be reverting. For one thing, viewers may be overwhelmed and exhausted by the plethora of services available, according to a Nielsen study, which found nearly half of users felt that way, even if they generally like the ability to watch streaming video. The number of video streaming services in the US has reached a ceiling, said Rua Aget. At the same time, there's a potential generational shift. If there's a reckoning coming, it's because all the emerging data suggests millennials and Gen Z are not only less interested in streaming TV and film than the previous generation, they're also consuming more content on YouTube and TikTok, says Andrew A. Rosen, founder of streaming service analyst Parkour, and a former Viacom executive. That is a choice of name.
Okay. Okay.
This issue was also noticed by consulting firm Deloitte in its 2022 Digital Media Trends Survey. And for the first time, the most avid viewers of Netflix are likely to be those aged 24 to 44 in some markets rather than those aged 18 to 24, according to research firm Amper. The cost of living is going up. If Netflix broadens some of its account sharing restrictions, it may be particularly hard on younger people who are used to sharing Netflix passwords. But it's not just younger generations. Cost of living increases are squeezing users of all ages. With gas and electricity bills going up massively, you almost have to worry about switching on the TV at all, says Emma Heath, 52, of Northampton, England, who recently canceled Netflix along with her satellite TV. United States inflation has hit a 40-year high, while the UK is doing little better, with its inflation at a 30-year peak. Rua Aget says inflation is going up, the cost of living is going up. If in 2020 we took 6 or 7 services, do we need all of them now?
Yeah.
As consumers grapple with higher costs for basics like food and fuel, services like Netflix are hiking prices. In January, Netflix told U.S. consumers that its standard 2-screen service would rise to $15.49, the second price increase in 2 years. A similar increase in the UK followed shortly thereafter. Nearly 4 in 10 UK households say they plan to cancel a paid streaming video service, according to research by Kantar. These factors may add up to troubling news for streaming services trying to stand out among the crowd. Netflix rose to prominence by doing just that, with original hit shows like Orange is the New Black delivered ad-free. But now, Rosen says, the landscape has changed. To date, Netflix has driven a tightly constructed narrative around a subscription model only and the objective of we want to entertain the world, says Rosen. Until the past 2 quarters, it has defied market concerns for its billions in debt that funded the content spending to pursue that objective. Netflix could not be reached for comment.
I'm shocked.
This article is catty.
Yes. I'm here for it.
What's next for Netflix and streaming? Netflix has said it's looking at an ad-supported tier. Oh my god.
Yes.
That
Oh, you didn't hear that?
No.
Okay.
I don't pay attention to Netflix.
I I don't super pay attention to Netflix, but there's a guy that I follow on TikTok whose name I was trying to look him up. That's what I'm scrolling through here. Cannot find it. Because he was just like he was totally ripping on Netflix. He's just kind of sitting here pretending to like be Netflix having a conversation. He's like, you know what's really affecting our profit margins? People sharing their passwords. No. Everybody shares passwords, so like that's not the thing. But it was they had those couple of scandals followed by these 2 price increases, and now they're trying to backtrack to like early 2000s and do like Hulu was doing, where hey, we can keep the cost down if you want to watch some advertisements, which I'm sure there's some people who are going to sign up for that. But to backpedal on like what was the leading edge, are you kidding me? What the hell? Anyway.
Yeah, the main thing the main feeling I have about Netflix is if a TV show I like is on Netflix, if a TV show I'm interested in is on Netflix, I'm not bothering because they keep canceling all of their TV shows.
Yes, they do, which drives me crazy too. But I
TV shows
still,
on Netflix are like the TV shows with Nathan Fillion in them of the early
yeah,
2010s.
I still don't understand why we cannot move towards like a model like I have seen with other television, especially like from the UK, for example. Like, it's okay if a couple of years pass between seasons, if that means letting people's schedules sync up and getting a decent storyline. Like, that's okay. Like, of course, we want it to be, the same old, but like, if we have to wait a couple of years, all right, just don't take like decades in between.
I mean, that's because
But
the biggest network in the UK is the government.
yeah.
Play a Trick on God says, I am terrified for Heartstopper because shows being popular doesn't seem to wholly prevent them from canceling. Yeah,
Yes.
I saw a friend of mine was gushing about Heartstopper today, and I went and like checked it out, and it's on Netflix, so I'm not going to watch it because, like, why would I get invested in an exciting new queer narrative that's on Netflix?
Mm-hmm.
The site where exciting queer narratives blow the fuck up, do better than the rest of their shows, and then get canceled.
Yep.
Netflix has said it's looking at an ad-supported tier that would cost less. Think of us as quite open to offering even lower prices with advertising as a consumer choice, Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings said on a conference call with analysts after the results were announced, though there was no formal indication in the shareholders' letter that the company would be pursuing an ad-supported model. Should it decide to do so, Netflix will be following in the footsteps of many competitors who have introduced similar lower price points for consumers worried about cash. It's not all bad news either. According to Omida's analysis, Hulu and Peacock have each managed to increase and maintain average revenue per user by introducing a half-price ad-supported option. Still, Ruba Aget doesn't believe that Netflix is losing its prominent place in the industry anytime soon. In the Asia-Pacific region, Netflix posted subscriber gains that helped offset losses in the United States, Canada, and Europe. While the company's first quarter results were disappointing and may signal the tide turning, the result was not necessarily terminal. It's challenging times, says Rua Aget. Things are not fantastic around the world, but yes, there is still growth in some countries.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, honestly, giving the option, I'm not mad at it. But it still feels like they're very late to the game to be adding that type of option. Like, where was any of that, like, even 5 years ago? Like, for real.
I straight
I
up
don't
will not
understand.
watch any media with ads in it.
So yeah, I don't mind online advertisements as much as I do television advertisements because I I kind of feel bad for saying it, but I really do appreciate the targeted advertisements that I do get when watching anything with ads on it online because I'm not seeing all these godforsaken Viagra commercials. I get to see things that might actually be relevant to me, like, oh, Dell's having a sale. I'm not buying a Dell right now, but I know that they're having a sale and they're still thinking about me.
I will say I am excited by Tumblr's advertising model right now, which is completely incoherent choices by advertisers, like the weirdest fucking companies deciding to advertise on Tumblr. And they've just added Tumblr Blaze, which is a feature where you can pay to sponsor your posts. So now
Oh,
Tumblr uses
fantastic.
spend money to make everybody else see their shit posts. So like one of the most popular ads on Tumblr right now is a manscaping kit for genital shaving. Um, and somebody
I'm
paid for
sorry? Manscaping for downstairs shaving?
yeah,
What?
yeah.
Okay,
People get
just
that ad like three or four times a day. Um,
that's incredible. Little
somebody
world.
sponsored a post that just said, "Don't shave your balls, don't shave your balls, don't shave your balls" for like a good chunk of text space. Uh, But apparently it just randomly shows your Blaze post to a totally random group of people. Yes, that is exactly how sponsored posts work on every website.
So I was just gonna say, yeah, that sounds very TikTok. When every once in a while, I will just get the most like batshit, like just completely out of left field for me. Like I don't understand why this is on my page, and then I immediately go, wait a second, and of course, sponsored,
Mm-hmm.
which or whatever. But yeah.
Yeah, I have a Tumblr where I just lie, and I'm thinking about sponsoring a post from that. I can't afford to. I don't have any money, but one of
Is
my
it about the five bathtubs of pudding
uh,
in your lifetime? I bet the stupid Jax films. Because Jax Films did like the joke about fake facts that sound real, and the one I love it. Like it's my spirit animal. It's the only one that I remember out of all of these fake facts that he did for a while when I was like deep on Jax Film uh, page back in the day. But anyway, the fake fact was: did you know that in your lifetime you will eat the equivalent of 5 bathtubs full of pudding? Like it's just a completely fake fact. Like he just pulled that out of thin air, and
mm-hmm.
I love it.
Blythe, it's $10 for 2,500 views. You have my Venmo, and the post I am thinking about boosting is my by far most successful post so far at 251 notes. Billy Joel's posthumously published diaries reveal that he wrote Breakfast at Tiffany's. He also filled an entire notebook with what can most reasonably be described as Grapes of Wrath fan fiction.
That is hilarious.
Thank you. I'm very proud of this book.
$10. Sorry.
Mm. Here, let me find the whole menu.
But yeah, I think you said it was $10 minimum though for
Yeah.
some amount of views.
Yeah, it's $10 for an estimated 2,500 impressions, $25 for an estimated 7,000 impressions, $65 for an estimated 20,000 impressions, and $150 for an estimated 50,000 impressions.
And impressions is just
whatever, like fully anything I think of. Here's some other examples of posts from around the same time as the Billy Joel one. The North Australian squirrel bat is the only creature called a bat that is more closely related to birds than mammals. Unlike other gas giants, Saturn does not have a solid core. According to scientists, it's theoretically possible for a person to permanently live in the ocean. Like, you'd get used to it and it'd be fine. I'm so proud of that one. The phrase "according to scientists" is hyperlinked, and the link goes to the Wikipedia page for ocean.
Stop. Oh my God.
This one Cecilia was mad about because I got her for a second. Samuel Beckett is widely believed to have plagiarized Waiting for Godot from Emily Gaveau, a young female playwright with whom Beckett may have been having an affair. Evidence pointing to this include that the play was first published in French, a language Beckett had no history of speaking.
So I'm having one of those moments where all I can think of is Sam Beckett from Quantum Leap. Is there a different Sam Beckett?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know the other one.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's 100% something Beckett or his peers absolutely would have done. Many of them did.
Yeah.
He might have. I made up Emily Gaveau, so I don't think that it was her in particular. And he did speak French. Like, he was... I'm not a Beckett scholar, so I can't say with
It's
confidence that
okay.
he was fluent in French, but I have never heard the fact that he lived in Paris and published that play in French called into question as suspicious, which leads me to believe that he spoke French.
At least a little bit. Okay, that makes much more sense.
I really
And
love.
then,
I've never
yeah, that's,
Daniel Day Lewis for the role he played in Keith Richards' death.
I know that this is like, again, kind of out of left field, but one of the reasons why I appreciated Warehouse 13 so much is because they did have H.G. Wells be female, and it was her brother who was just like soaking in all of the attention on her behalf. She's like, oh no, I'm the one who wrote it. And I was like too busy not soaking in the attention. So I let him have it. And I was just kind of like,
Mm.
I liked that a lot. I really liked that show. Anyway.
And this one's just really dumb. From a
Mm.
statistical perspective, the least likely phenomenon in a universe such as ours is sweat.
I'm not sure how I feel about that one, especially since unfortunately what springs to mind right now too are there have been like two or three completely like asinine things going around TikTok about how men have to fight against gravity or whatever.
Oh my god, I've seen that.
I love it. Oh my gosh, all the edits from these beautiful, amazing, talented women and non-binary people like with themselves like photoshopped on the ceiling. Because gravity just doesn't affect us non-men folk. Oh gosh.
All right, so every post on this Tumblr is tagged lies, misinformation, disinformation, and then tags that are relevant to the post. Except this one. Did you know that sometimes your teeth turn pink after you die? Tagged, this one is actually true.
Again, that's just one of those beautiful like running jokes that I know is just going to last with you for the ages, and I'm just going to be here for it every single time. Like it's not even a joke
The
because it's
fact
one of
that
those
every yeah,
beautiful
the fact that
things.
every time I get to bring this up, it's in the context of having just read people a bunch of like ridiculous lies, and then I say, yeah, sometimes your teeth turn pink after you die, and then I tell them
I
that
love
that's
it.
true. The face of people who Google it while in a call with me has been one of the
Yeah.
most rewarding things about the past month in my life.
See, this is one of those things too. What you're really saying is never play that like truth or dare game or that whatever
Three truths
like
and a
two
lie.
truths and yeah, thank you. Because no one will know.
Hmm.
No one will know. You'll be way too good at it.
Yeah, recreational
Uh,
lying has been one of my favorite hobbies since high school.
Recreational line. How is that not one of your usernames? Honestly, though, also that sounds like a band name. Like when the 2022 version of Whose Line It Is It Anyway?
Hmm.
Recreational line sponsored by the Online Creators.
To be clear, none of my projects that are just lying in public are sponsored by the Online Creators
You
Association.
know, because it's part of the lie.
No, we don't do that.
Sponsored by your good friend business.
I am not looking to create any interconnections between
I know.
any other project I'm on and that blog. But if you're interested, the blog is called Openly Lying for Clout.
Okay.
Yeah. TikTok articles.
Yeah.
TikTok announces new live events and spotlights for Mental Health Awareness Month. I still don't really want to read about that. We should.
It's going to be like
is going to be them claiming that they're going to do good things, and we don't know whether that
No,
is true.
no. Well, it's not going to be true. Like no matter what, it's
I mean, they have managed to not fuck things up in the past, but like
yeah,
that they are claiming that they intend to do this good thing. Um, I would say it is equivalent, like an equivalent amount of information to them staying silent on the topic.
yeah.
Um, we should look into that, and we should like get a good sense of what they're doing and be able to like pay attention to whether and how they are succeeding or failing.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it tonight. I don't feel like it.
Mm-mm.
Russian trolls target TikTok, Twitter, other social medias.
Yeah.
Um, TikTok's favorite razor brand has launched into wellness. This TikTok virality, recreation of a TikTok, Russia's trolling
Oh,
on Ukraine, gets traction on TikTok. What?
the TikTok viral kitchen tool is you replace your sprayer for your sink with the you just put the glass on it and it pushes water up into it, and because of gravity it all just falls down. I don't know if you've seen it, but
No,
it's all over my FYP. It's pretty cool.
I have never seen a trend in my life.
The deadpan way that you delivered that, I just again.
Spray on freckles or TikTok's latest beauty trend. I have seen that one.
Yeah.
Like months ago, but have you seen that? I forget where. I wish that I had grabbed whoever was saying this and gotten them to give me a citation, but I remember somebody recently explaining that there was research on where trends come from, that
Mhm.
like they don't originate with like popular people or even um like popular people tend to be early on them. They tend to spread out within fringe communities
Yes.
and like be like all the way like over by the time like then influencers will find out about them, and then
Mhm.
um that's the moment when people who are not interested in the trend become aware of it, but the influencers are usually the last people to the trend.
That's yeah, that's one of those things too that it's I mean, you see that in like society, like all over the place, like in school, like if somebody's trying, to make fetch happen, but then the uncool people start trying to make fetch happen. So now the cool people find something new to do instead of making fetch happen, and then et cetera and onwards. It's the same thing with online trends. Like again, this is one of those things that I've witnessed over and over and over again. Um,
And I hope it was Cecilia because she keeps sources. I can get that from her.
yeah. Um, but yeah, like that thing with trends also that it will start with the people who are like really passionate about it, but then it'll kind of catch on and catch wind of other people, and then it just kind of becomes this uncontrollable thing through one medium or another. Which again, on TikTok, sometimes a random person can like win the jackpot and get their one video super viral about a thing, but then other times it's not until somebody else picks it up that all of a sudden
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it definitely gets a lot more muddied on TikTok for sure. But
Mm-hmm. Sometimes these just talking about a TikTok trend headlines do
mhm.
catch me and make me want to read the article. What is dirty soda? Strange drink trends on TikTok. Made with Diet Coke, coconut coffee creamer, and lime juice, the Dirty Coke has become the dirty soda of TikTok taste testers. What?
I didn't know that there was more than one. Please do click on that. And this is also making me think about that silly coffee and orange juice. I think it was coffee and orange juice.
A relatively new food trend that originated in Utah, the dirty soda, has been bubbling into the national spotlight in recent weeks, and is largely thanks to social media. The drink itself is simple enough. It's soda mixed with any combination of syrups, juices, purees, dairy products, coffee creamer, or other flavorings. But the idea really took hold with the Utahs in the 2010s, a phenomenon likely fueled by the state's large population of Latter-day Saints looking for an alternative to alcoholic cocktails or coffee. Just as coffee gulpers have fetishized their favorite beverage, so too have Utahns. Is that the demonym for Utah?
Yeah.
Added complex flourishes and artisanal elements to their modest vice. Jeremy Pugh of Salt Lake Magazine once explained of the trend. Utah has since become home to several chains that specialize in dirty soda, including Swig, Sodalicious, and Fizz. All of them have already opened outposts outside the state, but the concept remained largely unknown to much of the country until late 2021 when driver's license singer Olivia Rodrigo was photographed holding a foam cup from Swig. That's around the time TikTok took notice. In the months that followed, videos explaining the finer points of dirty sodas, or Utah sodas, have been viewed millions of times on social media, with some taking the form of recipe tutorials or reviews. I would say like 70% of the population of Utah probably has a soda addiction, including myself, because we have all these really fun drink places around us where they put a bunch of fun add-ons in the drinks, said TikTok user Haley Claycomb in a video that has been viewed more than 1.7 million times since March 29. I have 3 different drink places, like soda shop places, within 5 minutes of my house. These people are literally addicted to their sodas, explained Taylor Blender, another TikTok user who said she previously worked at a soda shop. In the same video, which has 3.6 million views, she claimed that many customers would top their sodas with whipped cream, sprinkles, or candy. But perhaps the most popular type of dirty soda, at least as far as social media is concerned, is the Dirty Coke. Made with Diet Coke, coconut coffee creamer, and lime juice, the Dirty Coke has become the dirty soda of TikTok taste testers. I am thoroughly surprised, one reviewer remarked. This is really amazing. You Utah girlies got me hooked, another TikTok user claimed. It's too early to tell whether hashtag Dirty Coke is a fleeting social media trend or perhaps a gateway beverage that normalizes dirty sodas in the rest of the country. The chains that specialize in these drinks are betting on the latter, with Swig expanding as far as Texas in May. It may sound so weird to people who've never been, but it's happiness in a cup, Swig co-founder Nicole Tanner told the New York Times earlier this year. I've always known from the start that this is something that can and should go everywhere. After all, if Utah is getting down and dirty with their soda, what's stopping the rest of us?
Oh God.
Blythe says
Yeah.
that in their soda, that's not fun, bestie. That's a war crime.
Uh,
I would
I
really love to make fun of this, but I'm going to be honest. I used to put coffee creamer in my Coke when I was like 7, and I remember it being one of the best things.
So this is one of those things where I don't want to get like too deep into it for a TOCA stream, but I love how they mentioned the Latter-day Saints. Latter-day Saints have a pretty big stake in Coca-Cola, so I feel that is also a huge factor as to why specifically the Coke, Dirty Coke thing is exciting. And then also, I I have family who are LDS that have explained this to me, and it's 100% true in that instead of mixed cocktails with alcohol, because I forget if it's the entire state that's dry or just like most of it's dry or something like that, that they do mixers. They have just taken non-alcoholic mixers like to the absolute next level with this kind of stuff. Um, and I am intrigued, but at the same time, I don't know because I don't like rip your floats very much, so I don't think I would enjoy these. But I also it's popular enough that I definitely wouldn't want to yuck somebody's yum on this. But
I am 100% down. If they open one near me, I'm checking it out.
just I yeah,
Like
I don't know.
that sounds like a great place for dates when I don't want to be hungover.
Yes. Yes, that does also sound like a good uh non like super caffeine, I say, like, because it's like your big choices are someplace with alcohol to drink or someplace with coffee to drink. So it's like, okay, do I want alcohol or do I want coffee? Having other places to just go get a drink, that's very normal to just go get a drink. I think that's fantastic too.
But it says, yeah, part of the reason I'm so adamantly against it is that I am allergic to milk and not a big soda person. The,
Hey, look, they said coconut.
the not a big soda person sounds like a pretty huge barrier to me. The allergic to milk thing, I'm not sure they are using dairy-based creamer,
Mhm.
because the phrase coffee creamer implies to me not actually.
Non-dairy. Yeah. Just,
But I also do love fruit beer floats. Um, some of them are straight up.
yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I think there are some without dairy in them.
Yeah.
Like, I can't say this with certainty as somebody who's never been to a dirty soda place.
Yeah.
Sounds like they are not strict about there being criteria other than soda.
Yeah. Soda plus a mixer.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just like a place where you can get a Shirley Temple and then a lot of other shit
Yes.
that are along the lines of a Shirley Temple.
See, and like that's another one of the reasons too why this, not only does it not surprise me, but like I'm not even mad at it, because as a Midwestern person with people who are like really into Bloody Marys, I don't know if you've seen how extreme the Bloody Mary game is in this general territory. Um, but yeah, I have seen the accoutrement that they put on all of these Bloody Marys, and this is the same thing in my opinion. So like, it's just a regional thing.
Yeah, another thought just occurred to me because I was thinking, why do you call it a dirty soda? That's such a gross name. And then I remembered that the conventional name for doing this is virgin cocktail. So calling it dirty is going hard against that marketing.
But also, like, if you're putting either an actual dairy or a non-dairy something into something else, that does give it that kind of dirty look to it too, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong about that, but I think like I get why it would be called a dirty
Mhm.
soda. Like I get where that would come from. It makes sense to me as a name. It seems like a weird thing for brand. It seemed at a glance like a weird thing for brands to embrace. Then it occurred to me that they are working against a cultural narrative of this is for virgins
Mhm.
or this is for children. Um, but like the word virgin has associations, a
Mhm.
literal meaning. And yeah, I think like dirty soda help like
Okay.
it's enough of a dramatic difference that I don't think that it's easy to work your way around to. You're just describing a virgin cocktail in a weird way.
I was gonna say, if you don't mind, I pulled up the definition from Wikipedia. It says dirty soda is a beverage that became popular in the US Mountain West in the 2010s, and in the 2020s began to expand to a national consumer base. The drink has been described as a alcohol-free mocktails with optional flavor, cream, and fruit add-ins, with a soda base and often sold at drive-through retail locations. And then again, as mentioned in the in the article that you read already, that it's the two Utah-based places.
Mm.
Oh, they've gotten a lawsuit together over who owned the dirty soda concept.
I mean,
I shouldn't laugh,
a
but
thousand
I
percent
love how
15 year
serious.
old. Like there
Mhm.
is no way in hell that word didn't just come from a kid
Yes.
in his parents' basement saying, "I call this a dirty soda."
Yep. Yep. And again, yeah, it's, oh, the word just flew out of my head. But yes, it's all related to all of that.
Yeah, Kelly said that she thought of it as being a non-alcoholic analog to a dirty martini, uh,
Yeah.
which I get, but like, what's in a dirty martini? What?
What makes it dirty is you put extra olive juice in it, or not olive juice, but The liquid that the olives are brined in, you throw
Uh-huh.
some of that in there.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
my first
My
thought was
sister's a bartender, so I mean, obviously an expert. Yeah, there's actual dirt. And now I'm thinking about stupid dirt cake where you take Oreos and like Cool Whip or whatever, and then you put gummy worms in it. Ugh.
yeah, my first thought in response to it's a martini with olive juice is, oh, that sounds gross. And I remembered, I don't like olives. And then I remembered, I don't like vermouth. And then I remembered, I don't like martinis.
Exactly. Oh god. It's just,
Yeah, see, this is what happens. You eat dirt as a child, you turn out loving olives.
I love olives too, though.
Did you eat dirt as a child?
Not very much. I mean, what child hasn't eaten? But I will tell you another story about how lots of things that I would not eat if I felt that they'd been kind of like contaminated or whatever. Apparently, one time as a child, a bee landed on some cheese I was about to eat, and I said I could no longer eat it because it would taste like bee feet. I have been a vibe my whole life and never eaten.
I'm gonna pull that up.
It's the bee's cheese instead of the bee's knees. I also, did you know that green olives and black olives are the same thing?
I mean, I know they taste different.
So you take green olives and you soak them in like zinc oxide or something like that, and then it ages them to the point that they're black. So that's basically, I can't remember if it's being like fermented, but yeah, it's literally the same thing, just not put into the like pickling brine that a green olive is. It's put into the zinc oxide stuff that ages it.
Mm.
That blew my mind too. Versus like a Kalamata olive, which that's a different like species.
Yeah. Kalamata olives, I can't fucking be in the room when somebody opens a package.
I am so sorry for like laughing, but like, yeah, oh gosh, I will.
They're one of my dad's
If
favorite.
you're ever, yeah, if you're ever in the area, I will make sure to let my family know because my sister and her family, she's got a lot of Greek on her side. Um, so she does enjoy Kalamata olives, trying to like touch base with her heritage and stuff. But
Mm.
oh, but they're so it's so good in like a what olive tapenade. Words are hard.
TikTok doesn't
I
want to be
know.
a social media platform. Can it prove it isn't one? Tube filter. Um,
I
I mean, I think this is one of the things we've talked about many times. Yeah, TikTok's not really a social media platform. It, it's a short video
yeah
publishing platform with some social media-ish features.
yeah
Um, I feel like the idea that TikTok needs to prove it's not a social media platform is, I mean, the idea that you would have to prove it is not silly, but like all of the evidence that it's not is there. Um,
hmm
so hard to talk to people on TikTok the way you talk to them on social media sites. Yeah, exactly. Like
hmm
the interaction features are mostly not oriented towards having social relationships. They're mostly oriented towards collaborative content creation. The messaging app is fucking garbage. The comment section doesn't let you write more than 150 characters at a time and doesn't thread properly. No part of the application is built with the sense in mind it's important that people are able to have social relationships here. U.S. couple killed in viral TikTok wood burning trend. Electrocution deaths grow. I kind of want to check that out.
Yeah. Oops,
Oh my god, fractal wood burning. Yeah, that's not safe. That is an advanced technique. A U.S. couple have died attempting a, quote, highly dangerous wood burning technique that's recently gained popularity on TikTok. The bodies of James Karolofi, 52, and Tanya Rodriguez, 44, were found after a house fire at their Wisconsin property on April 6th. According to the local police, the couple had died before the fire started, having been electrocuted while attempting fractal burning. Foul play has been ruled out, and the deaths have been found to be accidental in nature and believed to be caused by electrocution from fractal wood burning. Chief Deputy Chad Billieb from the Marathon County Sheriff's Office said in a press conference yesterday, "We believe fractal wood burning equipment that caused the electrocutions likely caused the structural fire. The controversial technique, which has gained notoriety with hundreds of videos on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, creates lightning or tree-like etchings by using jumper cables and disassembled microwave parts to run high-voltage electricity through a piece of wood soaked in a chemical solution." It's a very dangerous process, Chief Deputy Police told reporters. You can see the potential danger that's there when you're working with something like the power supply to a microwave. Like, I understand that, like, not everybody goes into media with the exact same prior knowledge that I do. And so there are people who don't have the experience that would make it obvious that anything that involves taking apart a microwave to get the electricity features out of it is too much electricity if you don't already have prior expertise in every part of what you're doing.
But if you just believe in yourself, it's going to be okay. I went to college up north, so.
I mean, no, but that's what we're here for, Blythe. What's up? Waiting for Blythe. To date, at least 33 people have died in America as a result of the trend, according to the American Association of Woodturners, including woodworkers, hobbyists, and one electrician with many years of experience working with electricity.
We are officially in the darkest timeline.
I
mean, like, when it's leaked like that too, like, I
can't do this live.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call the stream here.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody.
Yeah. Good night.